I don't believe you because you always cut off the first few seconds. All right. Hey guys, I'm Big John here at Big Man, Alaska. I live in Anchorage, Alaska, and I'm trying out today this viral TikTok hack or whatever type of hack it is. It's an egg hack where you take a little pin and you poke it into hopefully the fatter end. I'm guessing it's the fatter end. If I'm wrong, correct me. I'll soon find out because I just got done boiling these eggs. I've already pre-poked every single one of these eggs here, and I have approximately 18 eggs. I don't want to bore you with the whole fact of me boiling the eggs, and I did put them in a water bath for a period of time, let them cool off, and then I like to rinse my eggs off and get them all ready for peeling. But normally I don't pre-poke the eggs, in the fat end before I get started. And one thing I did notice about using a pin, just a little push pin, it kind of hurt my fingers a little bit, but these are really inexpensive push pins, so the edge around here is a little rough. But when I poked it in the ends here, I cracked one a little bit too much. But normally when I hard boil my eggs, I get them, I get the water going, I get my eggs set out in a little carton like this, and I'll set them alongside the stove, and I'll just let them kind of come up to room temperature before I put them in. But normally when I put some of my eggs in there, I get them, they crack and they leak, and it just makes a really annoying, like, white foamy mess in there. But doing it this way, I thought for sure that when I poked the end, it was just going to leak out a lot of the white substance and the egg whites, for instance. It didn't do that. It didn't do that at all. I didn't crack a single one. That was kind of cool. So when they went down in the water, they were just venting through the little hole that I poked in there. So that was kind of cool. But the thing is people kept telling me that if I pre-poke a hole in the top and then I try to peel it, it's going to peel easier. I really don't believe that. And the reason I'm hard boiling eggs right now is I have some leftover dill pickle brine. I want to fill this jar. And this jar here is my regular apple cider vinegar mixture. And it's got a lot of different ingredients in here that make the egg a really nice golden yellow. So I'm going to try to get some pickled eggs going in these two jars and see how it goes. Hey there, Barbara. I appreciate you dropping in. Why, you look substantially thinner. When was the last time you saw me, Barb? Maybe it's been a while. I don't think so. But yeah, I'm losing weight. I'm actually losing weight this week. I'm looking forward to this weekend's video, this weekend's weight loss update. I'm currently fasting. I've been doing two rolling 65-hour fasts, which generally turn into more than 65 hours. So the current fast I'm doing is going to end at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. So that's perfect because that'll be 65 hours at 3:30 a.m. on Friday morning. I'm not going to be eating at 3:30 a.m. I'm not even going to be hungry until probably 9 or 10 o'clock. So that 65 hours fast is going to automatically turn into about a 70-something hour fast pretty quickly. And that way it just tricks the mind. It just tricks the mind to getting me more fasting benefits. And then we're just going to carry that on, possibly, depending on how I feel Friday morning. I might just carry on the fast until I weigh in Saturday morning, first thing, because we get the majority of our fasting benefits while we sleep at night. That's when I'm losing a lot of weight, is when I'm sleeping. So yeah, fun. So we're going to start cracking some of these eggs, see if they peel any better. I don't know. I just don't know how this is going to work. I'm going to get me a bowl. Oh, hey, here's a bowl. I got a bowl. Yay, we got a bowl. We're going to start working on getting some of these eggs cracked and see if this actually works. Because I don't think it will. I just think it's a bunch of hoopla. But if it works, from now on, I'm going to actually start poking holes in the top of my eggs with a little push pin. I'm kind of excited to see how this works. Right now, the eggs that I'm using are, these are eggs from Costco. These are Wilcox eggs. And they have some weird characteristics to these eggs. For one, they're brown. The shell is extremely hard. And quite often, a lot of these have had double yolks. So that makes them really hard to boil. And then when you go to peel them, it makes it hard to peel them too, because if they have a double yolk, the egg whites inside aren't very thick. So when you start peeling away the egg white, peeling away the shell, it doesn't really peel that well. So, I mean, I was almost debating going to Walmart and buying some white eggs, just the cheap run-of-the-mill 60-count white eggs to do this. Those boil pretty good. They're pretty consistent as far as how it goes, but the membrane on those is pretty tough. And I've had a membrane issue with these here as well. So yeah, we'll just see. No, not been a while before your major fast. Good luck. Hey, I thank you, Barb. Many eggs at once might be too much cholesterol. There's always somebody saying that. Might be too much cholesterol. Now, if you were to eat a standard American trash garbage diet, yes, you're right. It would be too much cholesterol, but I don't eat a trash diet. I eat about 98% meats and fats right now. And the 2% I just don't worry about too much, because maybe I'll want to have an actual, dill pickle once in a while. That's not the end of the world. I am eating on the carnivore diet. So once in a while, I'm going to have a pickle. Once in a while, I might have part of an avocado or something like that. But it's really not even on the playing field right now because I'm trying to be as strict as possible on the carnivore diet. Almost similar to a lion diet experience, except I do like eggs. I like eggs for many different reasons. It's just a whole well-rounded food. There's so much nutrition in this egg. I mean, I've lost a lot of weight just eating eggs alone, and I've been doing extremely well with it. So I might go a complete week and eat nothing but eggs, anywhere from 8 to 20 eggs a day. And the pounds are just falling off. I'm losing weight. I feel better. I feel stronger. My testosterone and whatever hormone issues I might have balance out. So that means my mood is stabilized. No need for prescription medications, just using an egg. Just to stabilize your mood and get rid of your adult ADHD or other symptoms. It's an egg. It's simple. It's as simple as you can get. Let's see. Don't earn money from the city, blah, blah, blah. Is it cold in Alaska? This morning was pretty cold there, Blue Baron. Let's see. It was about 35 degrees this morning, which is a little bit warmer than it was yesterday morning. Yesterday morning we had some frost on the windows, but today was ride your bike to school week. So my wife and my kids rode their bike to the school. She just got home and she left and went out to do Instacart. And meanwhile, I boiled up some eggs. We're going to test this theory out to see if the little push pin, in the end, and it's just a little push pin too. It's not a big needle. It's just a simple, push pin you would use in a cork board. All I did was I poked it in the end. I dropped them in the boiling water. I boiled these eggs a little bit longer this time. I boiled them for 13 minutes because the last time they weren't quite boiled all the way. But yeah, we're definitely going to give this a shot and see how it goes. I get this thing cracked here on the table because, so far it feels loose. It feels nice and loose. That's not always a thing, when I peel an egg. So question, when you guys get ready to peel your eggs, do you try to peel it from the big end or do you try to peel it from the little end or somewhere in the middle? I tried all different ways of peeling eggs. Sometimes I have pretty good results and other times I just don't. So far, not too bad. I do have a little damage to the egg already, but like I said, I had a problem the last time I was trying to peel these eggs, but it's not really peeling like I was hoping. Not too bad. I'm still going to use these. I'm still going to pickle them. Oh, there we go. That's a nice pull there. That's almost as satisfying as a cheese pull on a big, fat, unhealthy pizza. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, cheese pulls. That's a thing on the internet, trying to get that cheese pull. All right, this isn't too bad. Like I said, these eggs don't work well for boiling, unfortunately. And these are the Wilcox eggs you buy at Costco. I haven't yet to have been able to, peel very many of these without damaging the egg at some point. So that's not too bad. I'm not fighting it, but still, like you see, even making a pickled egg, it's not going to be as beautiful, as some of those cheaper white eggs I might buy at Walmart in bulk. I can actually get a solid peel, but you can see how the Wilcox eggs, they have slight deformities in there, which isn't bad. It's a super good egg, super healthy, super nutritious. I've been using them as well for weight loss. I've been using them as well for regulating a lot of, internal type issues. So yeah, we're just going to plop that into my jar. Now this is just leftover dill pickle brine. And this is a fantastic way of reusing the brine after the pickles are gone. And we're just going to keep putting these in here until this jar is full. And then we're just going to put the cap on and put it in the fridge for about 7 days. And then you're going to have some amazing snacks in 7 days. Super fun. But I was trying to do some research on the, what's it called? Fasting mimicking diet. Now, all the research I can find on fasting mimicking diet only talks about vegetable related type diets. So I'm thinking about creating a video around a carnivore fasting mimicking type diet. Now, for starters, the carnivore diet in itself, as long as you keep in a calorie deficit, so that means you have to count the calories in order to make it work as a fasting mimicking diet, because just eating meats and fats alone is already fasting mimicking. So if you keep your calories down below 2,000, say around 1,800 calories to 1,500 calories, you can eat pretty much the majority of carnivore type foods and still be in a fasting state. Now, if you want to get in solid ketosis, like really solid ketosis and autophagy while eating a carnivore diet, it's helpful to eat, mainly eggs and sardines. And I'm still researching some other foods that I might be able to add to that list. For me personally, eating pork and eating chicken don't work out so well. But I also found out that chicken wings, they're pretty high in calories. So like each chicken wing is around just a regular chicken wing cooked up however you like it in natural fats. We're talking like cooked up in butter, cooked up in beef lard, avocado, whatever you want to cook them in. Bake them in the oven. They're approximately 90 calories a piece. So every time you eat a single chicken wing, and there's not a lot of anything to a chicken wing, you're getting 100 calories. And as I found out through experimentation with other 100-calorie options, like even the unhealthy 100-calorie options, typically 100 calories is what fits in the palm of your hand, similar to this egg here. Now, this egg is right around 70 to 80 calories. So again, it's pretty close to 100 calories that fits in the palm of your hand. So if you're eating something bigger than the palm of your hand, you're definitely getting, no matter what it is, and see, like, this sucks. I don't like that. It's already ruining my egg. That's horrible. Darn it. I was hoping for a much better result, but I believe it's just the eggs, not necessarily the process of what I'm doing, poking it. But this definitely hasn't been a winner situation. I'm going to have to try these with some different eggs, so we can always talk about something else, because this is frustrating. Yeah, whatever. I'm still going to pickle it. But yeah, that's the mess I got right there. That's whatever. I mean, this might be a good hack. I might just not be using the right type of eggs. And I did, like I said, I boiled these for longer this time, so 13 minutes. Instead, I normally do 11 minutes when I cook the regular white eggs, the smaller eggs. And I need a towel because my hands are getting messy. Let's see. Eat the shells. I have eaten the shells before. There's a lot of nutritional value in the shells. There's also a lot of nutritional value in that little tiny membrane that goes around the shell. I've heard of people actually picking that off and eating just that, but that's not for me. That's not a direction that I want to go down. But I have heard of it being done. Let's see. Can you meow for us? No, I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Can you subscribe and like the video? That would be great. Maybe I'll meow for that, but I mean, I can't really tell if you do or not. Let's see. Butter. Does that say butter? Yeah. Butter dirty drawers dog. Wow. You guys are weird today. Huh. You never know who's going to drop in here during these live streams. What's else going on? If you don't meow, I'm out of here. We'll see you later, Joe. It was nice seeing you. It's okay. I'm not going to sit there and meow on a live stream. That's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I know people do some ridiculous things for likes and views, but I'm really not that worried about it. Because today, yeah, we're just trying to get some of these eggs peeled. And I typically don't cater to that type of nonsense in the first place. KetoVore Journey, hey there, hello. Yeah, people are getting weird in here. They want me to meow. I mean, I might bark. I mean, if KetoVore Journey asked me to meow, I do it just because, these are really reliable people that come back once in a while, and we actually have normal conversations like adults. But you know what I mean. It's just one of those things. So yeah, by the way, if you're just tuning in, I did try that hard-boiled egg hack where you take the pin and you put it in the top, and I did that before I boiled them. And so far, I am not having any luck. And I do think it's just the type of eggs I'm using. So I'm going to have to try it again with different type of eggs. But, hey, did you guys check out my recent video today? And what did you guys think of it? That was, people were asking for more of the bike ride. So I was trying to produce more. Unfortunately, that bike ride was, it was pretty stressful for me because I haven't ridden a bike that far in many years. Now I can see myself riding for doing easily 10 miles now, which is, I'm just trying to test the waters to see what I can actually handle, what I can actually do. Because a year ago, I couldn't ride a bike for 6 miles. I couldn't ride a bike around the block, let alone just get on the bike and not flatten the tires. When you're 435 pounds, that's a concern. I mean, I didn't want to destroy that bike either, because my son uses it, I use it. And it wasn't exactly cheap. So I try to take care of my stuff, even though he doesn't. He just lets it get dirty. But yeah, this egg, it says, what in the world? Come on now. So frustrating. Yeah, there's no saving that one. There's a lot of egg white in there. And I have another egg that's doing this thing. But yeah, we're reusing the pickle brine from Dill Pickles. These are going to be absolutely delicious. I like pickled eggs in this brine, and I also like them brined in apple cider vinegar with a little bit of turmeric. Makes them nice and yellow. Makes them beautiful yellow. And once they've sat for at least a week, 7 days, that's my minimum. You got to have them set for 7 days, and then they have the right texture, they have the right flavor. They pick up all the other ingredients you might have added in there. I think I put some garlic, a whole bunch of other stuff in this brine over here. And this is my backup brine. But when you're pickling eggs like this, which is super simple, super fun, already ruining. I am not boiling any more of these Wilcox eggs. I'm going to say that right now. This is not going to happen again. We're not going to do this. This is nonsense. I'm upset. Because normally I can get some pretty decent peels out of just regular garbage Walmart type eggs. And I know there's technically no nutritional difference between this egg or that egg, a brown egg or a white egg. But the thing is the nutritional difference comes from whatever the farmer fed the chicken. So you can have a lot more benefits depending on where you get your eggs from and who's actually feeding the eggs and getting those chickens ready to lay eggs. But like as far as like GMO and all the other crap, it really doesn't transfer into the eggs because chickens lay some incredibly good products. I mean, that's why eggs are so popular in every single culture, is because eggs are just so nutritious. And this is why every single culture I know of, kind of revolves around eggs of some sort at some point in some way, either boiled or fried. So many ways to cook an egg. I love eggs. Let's see what you have for lunch, bro. I am fasting cinnamon butter, so I am not eating lunch. I'm not eating breakfast. I haven't even taken my electrolytes yet. That's probably something I need to do here in a little bit. I'll just make up a quick electrolyte drink, and that'll be what I'll have for the day. Is this one got a peel right? No, it's not. Bummer. What a disappointment. That's so disappointing when it turns out like that. See that? Yeah, that sucks. Huh. Okay. Again, don't hard boil these eggs. I had better luck with hard boiling turkey eggs I used to get when I lived out in Wasilla. Oh no, this one's got to go to the dog. I can't eat it right now because I'm fasting, or else I would. But yeah, that's another thing with the Wilcox eggs. Sometimes you will find the little black specks in there. Not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Just eat it. But yeah, we're gonna feed the puppy. Hey, Puppy. Sadie. Hey, puppy tax. You want an egg? Oh, that's gone. That egg went fast. She loves eggs. She also likes the burger grease or whatever is in the pan. I won't feed my dog excess bacon grease. That's not good for them. But the the beef, from cooking up beef, I'll give my dog that. It's probably what's keeping her alive right now. She's technically over 100-something years old in dog years. So I'm not, I'm dreading the day that I wake up and she's not here with us anymore. She's a pretty cool dog. Let's see. Is it true that everyone can have a free land in Alaska? No, that is not true. You can come up here and you can apply for a homestead, but the problem with that is all the available homesteads that are within driving distance or have road access, those are taken up. They're gone. Those are long gone. So if you want to, if you were to move up here, I think you might have to live here for a certain amount of time in order to even apply. But so if I were to apply for homestead rights right now, I'd have to go to the state, submit an application, then I'd have to go through a waiting period, and then I might get assigned, a parcel of land, maybe 15 or 20 acres. But we're talking like 15 or 20 acres, like way out there. You're going to need a helicopter to drop you in there. You probably won't even be able to access it on a snow machine. That's how far out some of these homesteading situations are. And then there's rules to that. So you can only build certain things on the homestead, and you have to actually make an improvement, at least one improvement every year to maintain that homestead. And that's how a lot of these homesteads around here, around Anchorage, around Wasilla, that's how they got started early on, is they did that. And then over a period of time, you get granted ownership of that homestead. So that's when you can actually subdivide it and turn it into something. But if you have no road access, it's kind of hard to do that. It's kind of hard to build anything, depending on what's provided by the land out there. So a lot of these cabins that are built out in these places are built from the lumber that's on the homestead. And if you run out of lumber, you're just out of luck. You can't just go to the next plot of land and pick some wood up. Now you have to actually haul the wood in, and that's expensive. Dropping it off with a helicopter, whew, holy cow, that's expensive. But yeah, I see people coming up here sometimes, and they're like, oh, you get a dividend. The dividend is it's a PFD, permanent fund dividend. And, it's a couple $1,000s, but it's not a good reason to come here, because that couple $1,000s is gone, like almost as soon as you get it. It's just gone. And the majority of people, I think this year, were going out and using their PFDs just to afford to buy food or pay for heat or catch up on their rent and stuff like that. I saw a lot less shopping this year going on when the PFD came out, because inflation's through the roof. Our PFDs didn't last long at all. They're gone. I mean, they were like non-existent, and we use our PFDs to pay ahead on our bills. So we pay ahead on the lot rent for our trailer home. I also like to pay ahead a little bit on my electric bill and my gas bill, because right now is a slow time of year for us truck drivers, because we have weight restrictions going on. So I'm just literally waiting to go to work. Whenever the weight restrictions come off, then everybody's back to work. We're making our summer wages. That's where the money's at. The money's in construction jobs up here. It's not in handouts or freebies. I mean, granted, we got handouts and freebies up here, but it's just, I don't know. It's not a good reason to move up here. You got to move up here with a plan. Let's see. I do know Alaska. Yeah. See, if only it was Minecraft. My son plays Minecraft. I don't know. He makes a lot of weird stuff on Minecraft, by the way. Facts. He's fasting. Yeah, I'm not eating right now. I'm doing a 65-hour water fast. And that fast ends on Friday at 3:30 a.m. And I'm probably not going to eat for Friday too, because I do my weigh-ins on Saturday morning. And the reason why I'm probably not going to eat Friday at all is because as soon as you start eating food when you're fasting, you start gaining some pounds back. So if I lost 5 or 6 pounds and I started eating food, my body's automatically going to start retaining a little bit of water. And that water retention is on purpose. The body does that. It's super efficient in holding on to enough water to make sure it can process the food. But if you keep your water intake up high enough, then it's not as likely to hold on to too much excess water weight. So, and that's one of the main benefits of fasting is you get to control your water weight, because everybody retains a little bit of water. That's just the body's way of working and making everything work. And it wants to hold on to a certain amount of water just for digestion, just to make, it's liquid. It helps our bowel flow through our large intestine. I mean, it's super important. Our eyes need moisture. We're already breathing out a lot of moisture. So yeah, we got to have the right amount of water every day. That's where I think a lot of people they get frustrated, when they fast. They fast and they see like a 10-pound weight loss, and then they eat something, and then their body just locks up and it starts retaining a lot of water, and it's mind bending, when you see the weight drop off and then it comes back on pretty quickly. I mean, you're not regaining fat, after a fast. You can't regain 10 pounds of fat, in just 1 or 2 days. That's not how that works. I mean, you have to eat a lot of garbage food, just to retain like a pound of fat, and a pound of fat takes a long time to put on. I mean, you don't just put that on in a couple days. So that's something else to consider, especially when trying to stay healthy. I got some sort of power. I'm not sure which one it is. I got the power to run off people today, I guess. I get some weird people that drop in here. Let's see, we got 6 likes in the stream. We got 17 people on there. Just want to say hello to everybody. Eat fruit after a fast. That's not a winning situation for me there, the one. Now, when I started the carnivore diet, I was actually adding in, this is one of those eggs too. Oh no, this is horrible. This is not working out the way I wanted. I just want to pickle some eggs without all the freaking drama of this crap, because, yeah, that sucks. I'm not doing this again with Wilcox eggs, because, again, this one's got to go to the dog. Here, dog. Oh, yeah. Love your life, puppy. You get all the freebies. She loves fishing season, too. She gets a lot of snacks around fishing season. Yeah, fruit is a lot of sugar. And not only that, I found out that fruit, for me, through a process of elimination. So I eliminated fruits and I eliminated vegetables, everything. And I was only eating meats and fats for a period of time. And then I started having cravings for carbs and sugars and stuff like that. So I thought I would curb it by using fruits, like stuff like bananas, apples, oranges, blueberries, raspberries, whatever, strawberries. And then all of a sudden I started having this pale gray stool. Well, that automatically sends red flags, because pale gray stool can mean a lot of things. It can mean you have infection. It can mean you have, upper digestive issues. Your nutrients are not absorbing correctly at that point. So I did talk to a lot of people. I also talked to my doctor about that situation with the gray, nasty, stools. And they said, well, just go back to eating what you were eating, which was the carnivore diet. And then let me know if it clears up in 3 days. Well, it did. It did in 3 days. So I went for a period of time without fruits again, just eating meats and fats. And then I started eating some more fruits and adding in some vegetables to see what would happen. Again, pale gray stool. Okay. So I did that 3 times just to see if I could get the same results. And I quit the fruits and the veg 3 times in a row with the same exact results, just to maintain the fact that, okay, it's the fruits and veg. They're not digesting correctly. They're starting to create issues. They're starting to create constipation. I also had other issues with vegetables, especially raw vegetables, as the oxalates were creating severe kidney stones. Some people I've talked to, they're allergic to celery. Out of all the things, celery. So through the process of eliminating a lot of vegetables and stuff like that, when I reintroduced something simple like lettuce, lettuce seems harmless. I mean, there's like 0 calories. It's mainly water. There's next to no nutritional value in there. But when I implemented lettuce back into my diet for a period of time, I had severe, like uncontrollable type carb cravings. I mean, it was unbelievable. So as soon as I ate like 3 of these size bowls of salad, because salad doesn't fill you up. Salad makes you feel miserable. And it just makes you hungry. So yeah, I was straight into the pantry. I was searching out like cookies and cupcakes or anything, Doritos. I didn't care, popcorn. So That's something else that I keep out of my diet now, is that lettuce. And I didn't realize that about lettuce, and I didn't realize lettuce would trigger me in that way to make me go that far, like I can't control what I'm doing almost. So yeah, just think about that. You know, how many times do we have lettuce on something and then immediately after we don't even think about it? We have something unhealthy, you know, right afterwards. I mean, maybe lettuce is a problem for some people, but I know it's a problem for me, and that's why I avoid it. I am able to eat celery out of all things. I was surprised there. I can work well and manage well with avocados, you know, even though I'm not eating them right now. But the thing is, it's about process and elimination. It's just similar to having a newborn baby. You're not just going to feed your newborn baby all this freaking nonsense that comes in a box from the center aisles of your grocery store. I mean, that's just counterproductive, because that's just setting the baby up for a lot of problems. So we tend to, you know, we need to treat ourselves as adults, you know, after we've already done all these years of damage. We need to treat ourselves similar to a baby at that point. We need to remove everything and then slowly start adding back in and seeing where we go from there. Because I don't know if I'm going to do the carnivore diet for the rest of my life. I might go back to 90-10 eating principle. You know, I might go back to, I was happy then, by the way. You know, when I was doing that, I was losing weight. I mean, I was doing good. I had multiple options I could eat. You know, I had 10% available to basically consume whatever I wanted. It didn't matter if it was sugar, it didn't matter if it was vegetables. I mean, it kind of worked out pretty good. And then the other 90% was just meats and fats. But I was gaining a lot of benefits, a lot of health benefits by eating that way. So I can't just disclaim that I had a lot of progress, you know, eating that way. And it's similar to a omnivore type diet, which isn't that bad, by the way. You know, an omnivore type diet it's pretty well rounded. It has a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But when you have as many issues as I have, you know, with the processed oil, processed seed oils and stuff like that, you know, hydrogenated oil, high fructose, everybody is technically allergic to high fructose corn syrup. They just don't know it. The body doesn't know what to do with it. When we put high fructose corn syrup in our body gets extremely confused, doesn't know where to put it, doesn't know how to use it up as quick as it's coming in, because it's a super sugar. I mean, it's like giving sugar steroids and then adding it, you know, times 20 to it. And it's a losing battle. I mean, years ago, I started limiting the amount of high fructose corn syrup I was getting. I completely got off of soda. But that's not where the high fructose corn syrup problem ends. And I was unaware of this. I wasn't reading labels. You know, I wasn't reading these things, the ingredient labels on a lot of products. And then once I started losing weight and I started fasting, I started educating myself on ingredients, you know, what ingredients are what, because they use 23 different languages to try to fool you into eating garbage. And then on the front, they're going to put labels like this is you know, GMO free, or you know, keto friendly crap, and it's all garbage. I mean, it's just advertising. If you see it on the front of the package, chances are they're hiding a secret. They're hiding something there, and that's why they put that on the front of the package, is to get you to blindly buy stuff, because these manufacturers think you are stupid. They think you are actually stupid and don't have the ability to think for yourself. They know that 90% of, at least 80% of the population will never turn around the package and look at the ingredients. 80%. So if you are one that actually does that, you are in the 20%. That goes for everything. I mean, even in the workplace, there's a lot of people out there that they like to be controlled. And that's 80% of the population likes to be controlled. You know, the world governments, these manufacturers, they all know that. They all know that trick. They know that 80% of the people out there don't care what I'm saying. They literally don't care. And only the people that are still here actually give a damn. I mean, some of you might not. You might just want to hang out and spam me a little bit or pick on my forehead. That's why I started wearing a hat. So you can't pick on my forehead. I gave you a peek. That's kind of like, you know, a chick wearing a shirt a little too high. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's just, I just can't believe, you know, how the marketing has gotten to where it is. And they're all worried about tobacco products and vaping products. And, you know, they talk about, you know, how vaping itself, you know, these stupid things, how they're marketing for kids and it's so unhealthy. This is more healthy than almost everything in the center aisles of a grocery store. I mean, that's that bad. They're so focused on that and they focus on this to take your attention away from the crap food that you're eating every day. I mean, so the choice is yours. I mean, how you want to eat, what you want to do. And I hear it all the time. You know, people that they're having problems with sleep apnea, and these doctors are prescribing these patients CPAPs. You know, I was one of them too. I got prescribed a CPAP. I had severe sleep apnea, 96 AHI, which is pretty damn high. I think the highest recorded AHI is around 120. That's nuts. I mean, and I was only getting about 45 minutes of sleep every single night for over a year, is kind of what the decision was at the end of my first appointment. So I was getting 45 minutes of sleep every night for over a year. I don't know how I didn't die, but when I got prescribed the CPAP, I was incredibly unhealthy. I was morbidly obese. I wasn't eating correctly. And not once did that sleep doctor talk about inflammation, inflammatory food products, seed oils, sugars, carbohydrates, or anything. And I found out that by removing all that crap, my sleep improved. I started losing weight. Go figure. I mean, it seems so simple, but even a severe CPAP patient can't comprehend what I'm talking about. They're just so emotionally broken, and every time they feel a certain way, they're eating themselves into oblivion. And I was that guy doing it. I walked the road. I know what it feels like. And a lot of my eating was emotional. So it didn't matter if I was happy, I would eat. If I was sad, I would eat because I felt bad. You know, the types of food I ate were typically pretty, relative to the feeling or emotion I had at the time. You know, if I was just hanging out, I'd want pizza. I mean, it was just so strange. You know, when I started really focusing on, nutrition as the solution to my sleep apnea, nutrition as the solution to so many things, my aches and pains. And that's kind of what led me down the road to carnivore accidentally. I mean, I wasn't somebody that was like, yeah, I want to do the carnivore diet because all these people are claiming all these things. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe any of it. And I started doing it as a recommendation from a good friend, and who was doing really well. I mean, his cancer went in remission. I mean, I can't deny the fact that he was, what was going on with him, and everything he was telling me about how removing the sugars, removing the carbs, that, the three basic things that cancer loves is something I'm already aware of because I used to work in the medical industry. That's sugar, stress, and low oxygen levels. So if you have low oxygen levels and you're a very stressed out person and you're eating a lot of carbohydrates and a lot of sugar, doesn't matter if it's fruit or plants you're getting your sugar from, you're promoting cancer growth. So as one of the things they prescribe around here for cancer patients is they prescribe a low carb, no sugar type diet. Why? Because it doesn't freaking feed the cancer. So if you have cancer, and I pray for you if you do, stay away from the high fructose corn syrup because it's in everything. Read your labels, understand your labels, know the 50 different names for sugar. There's at least 50 different names here in the United States for sugar, if not more. And they try to hide those, sugar facts, by saying low sugar and stuff like this. They just rename the sugar something else. So technically it's not sugar. Yeah, crazy how they do that. These eggs suck. I'm really mad at these eggs. Okay, that's all for that jar. I can't fit any more in that jar. But yeah, this is just a great way to reuse pickle brine and make it useful again, because you can do this over and over and over again. This isn't gonna, the pickle brine doesn't go bad. It's more vinegar than it is anything else. It's not gonna mold. It's not gonna go rancid or anything like that. Yeah, just keep reusing your pickle brine. Awesome idea for anybody. And you can put just about anything in this pickle brine and it'll pickle, and it won't go bad, because of the amount of vinegar that's in here. I mean, I've even heard of people putting meat or like sausages, or if you like that doesn't sound very good to me. Fish, you name it, you can put it in brine, and it lasts for a very long time. And I'll eat that until it's all gone. Get out. Well, yeah, I see what's going on here. I kind of neglected to, I got on a rant there for a little while. John Shelby, I'm doing pretty good today. John, as you pee, your eggs run cold water under them and peel right. Yeah, the unfortunate part about this type of egg is the yolks in them are so incredibly big. They don't have a big egg white wall. So if I get, doesn't matter if I don't think it'll matter if I run it under the water. We can give it a shot though. I mean, this is what we do here. We just do stuff. But I don't think that's going to help me much. Because of the way, these eggs are really inconsistent. These are just the brown eggs from Costco. So, okay, we're going to try out let's see if we can run it underwater, because I have a sink right here. That's the nice thing about Alaska and the igloos that we live in, is that we have sinks in them. What is that? Oh, it's my buddy Margaret sending me a text message. I didn't even know I could get text messages while I was doing a live stream. All right, we're going to try this under the water thing. We're over here at the sink. I'll give you guys a different angle today. Let's see if I can fumble this down here without making anybody dizzy. There we go. That kind of looks okay, I hope. All right. Anybody got one of these things? It's like so annoying. Just trying to get it to flow like a normal faucet sometimes is a challenge. All right, here we go. We're going to try to find a good spot here. So far, I'm not so lucky. I don't feel like that's a good spot. But if this works, I'm going to thank you. My fingers are cold because I'm in ketosis. I'm probably in autophagy by now. And when your body gets cold when you're fasting, that's totally normal. And yes, I do have a little strain catcher down here, so no, this stuff isn't going straight down the drain. So far, not too bad. I don't think it's a winning situation. But it is starting to come out. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. You see? That was almost perfect. And then it started screwing up. Okay. Well, we tried. It's all good, though. Now my hands are soaking wet. I must rethink my life. Oh my goodness. Let's go back over here. I need to dry my hands off real quick, and then we'll get everything somewhat set back up. Doesn't help when you're trying to do a live stream and your hands are soaking wet. There's my dog. That's the one that got the puppy treats. She got to eat the eggs. She's happy whenever she gets food. Ooh, I'm back. Look at that. Ow. Can you believe those people wanted me to meow? Are those people still here? I doubt it. They're probably like me and just scrolling through trying to find something to watch and something to do, somebody that's interesting or easy to pick on. Because that's what people do these days. They hop on the internet and they just want to their life is just so miserable. They have to just try to take out their misery on other people. And they think it's okay to do stuff like that. In my opinion, it's not. But I mean, if they're going to do that, the best person to do it to is me, because I don't care what people think of me. I gave that up many years ago, by the way. I used to care. I did. I really did for a long time. I used to care. But I just don't anymore. I always used to be so self-conscious, because I was morbidly obese. Even when I wasn't morbidly obese, I was the awkward kid that would sit in silence, at the parties, and I would just duck out at like 2 a.m. and I'd walk 25 miles to get home just because I felt a little bit out of place or uncomfortable. And I'm not necessarily a people person, even if I am on here on YouTube. I just, when it comes to crowds that I don't know, I don't go searching out those crowds like some people do, because I find a lot of problems come from searching out crowds and stuff like that. Yeah, we're popping this into the apple cider vinegar pickled brine. We'll just fumble through the rest of these eggs the best I can. Yeah, I'm probably going to try to keep this live stream around an hour. So I'm about 44 minutes in. So about another 15 minutes. If I get on a rant again, it might go longer. Let's see. Keep it real. Take your time. Thank you. I try to keep it underwater. I'm not worried about it. These eggs I'm not going to use these type of eggs again because they're really inconsistent. The outer eggshell is also inconsistent with this particular type of egg. So yeah, I'll probably buy some other type of eggs to pickle. It's not a big deal. I don't worry about it. Even if it's an ugly pickled egg, it's still a pickled egg. It's going to taste freaking amazing. And these are ketosis friendly. So again, yeah, back to, fasting mimicking. Um, as long as you're not making your brine with sugar, you don't put sugar in your brine. So that means not using pickle brine that was made for sweet pickles or something like that. You can usually tell if they use sugar by reading the ingredients. They usually put that on the label. So that's a pretty reliable label to read there. But I don't use that, sweet pickle brine for making pickled eggs, because a sweet egg just sounds not okay with that. But if you were struggling and you were fasting and you were doing really good on your fast, and yet you were like, man, I don't want to break my fast, and that's a great way to extend your fast as well, is by using something like eggs to break your fast. When I do break my fast, I tend to use eggs anyways, because they're really not that harsh of a protein, and there's a lot of nutrients in here. But I use these to break my fast, and it gets my gut set up for bile production, because after you go like 36 hours, your bile production is low. So if I were to eat a whole bunch of, say red meat, or eat anything else, like regular type food, whatever you consider regular food, after 36 hours, there's not enough bile in your gut for it to digest correctly. So what's going to happen is that whatever food you just put in, it's going to be kind of flushed right out the other end, and it's not going to be pleasant, by the way. So it's kind of like a sudden type diarrhea loose stool experiment, and it's definitely not pleasant. When it happens about 6 hours after you already made the mistake, but that's when you gotta just figure out your own body, as far as how you're going to break a fast naturally. Something else that works really well for breaking a fast and getting your bowel production ready, about an hour, maybe 2 hours before, is beef broth, bone broth, something like that. It just gets the gut ready to accept food. Because if the gut's not ready to accept food, yeah, you're going to have problems. There's this one gentleman online right now. He's doing, a lot of his content right now is revolving around this 65-hour fast. I'm trying it, and I'm trying it because he's had a lot of great success with a 65-hour rotating fast. So he does 65 hours of fasting, and then what he does is a 6-hour eating window, and then he just keeps going. He keeps going. So he does another 65 hours, 6-hour eating window. But man, when this guy breaks a fast, he breaks it hard. I mean, it's not like he's setting himself up for better digestion. He's breaking it with carbs. He's breaking it with vegetables, squash. He does talk about the protein and adds a lot of natural fats in there, which is good for breaking a fast. But it seems like he breaks it really quick. I don't know how he's not having digestive issues, with that, because the whole point of breaking a fast and then continuing with another fast is you're trying to get the nutrition in your body so you can maintain another fast. Now, right now, I'm still over 300 pounds, technically. I think I might be under 300 pounds. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get down under 300 pounds by Saturday. So, yeah, if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe, see what's going on, because I don't know myself, and I'll find out Saturday morning. But, yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm not too overly concerned if I get down below 300 pounds, although I do want to. That's one of my goals. But I also learned with losing weight, I have to be realistic. Because water weight's a thing. You can fight water weight every single day of your life. This is why they tell you not to weigh yourself every day. If you go to the gym and weigh yourself when you get there, and then you weigh yourself when you leave, yeah, you just sweat out a couple pounds maybe of water while you're there. If you did a cardio type workout, that's normal, that's natural. But as soon as you go home and you eat something, and then you weigh yourself that evening, you're going to gain 4 pounds sometimes. That's crazy. Oh, this egg's behaving. Oh, it's almost there. This one's behaving. Come on. I just want to have some nice pickled eggs ready to go for when I'm ready to eat. Now, pickled eggs is really nice for breaking a fast as well, because that little bit of vinegar and the protein really work well for getting you a boost of energy, I found out. And this is something that other carnivores have talked about when they add a little bit of vinegar, apple cider vinegar specifically, is it gives them a boost of energy. And I used to use I still do, I use my electrolyte drink, which is, apple cider vinegar based. Apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, electrolytes, and a little bit of no salt for potassium. And that works really well for an energy drink. I've had great success with that. It's something I can make and put it in a container and take it with me to work. I can drink that, around lunchtime. If I'm not eating food, it gives me a boost. That makes me feel full. That's the important thing with fasting. So when work starts up here in Alaska, I'm a natural 24-hour type fasting person. So I'm used to not eating breakfast. I'm used to not eating lunch. I love my dinner. I love eating dinner time. So the hardest part for me when fasting is getting through dinner time without eating food. So when I try to do that, I just remove myself from the equation. I disappear. I go watch a movie in the other room, while everybody else is eating. That way I'm not tempted to accidentally break my fast, because it's so easy when cooking food for the kids to you just ate something, then you just broke your fast, and you're like, man. But that's not the end of the world. That doesn't wreck the fast. It's just discouraging because you slipped up, and we tend to punish ourselves. This one's going to the dog too, I think. Oh well. We tend to punish ourselves when we screw up, when we're fasting or trying to lose weight, and we do something wrong, we eat something wrong. But if you have the ability to recognize you did something wrong, then you have the ability to make changes. And that ability carries over into everything you do in your life. I don't care if it's the workplace or anything like that. So if you know you're doing something wrong, then you there's an indicator there, telling you something happened. So, it's not too bad. We're going to pickle that one. It's ugly. It's like the ugly duckling, but it's going in the jar. See you later. Okay, who do we got in here? Who's saying what? I live in Anchorage, Alaska. Let's see. Greetings. Hey there, Harry. I say hello to you. That's what I eat, salad and fruits. Yeah, I used to because that's what they taught me to do. And then as a result of all those salads and fruits, I got a lot of kidney stones. That's why I eat carnivore. That's why I eat meats and fats. But it just works. I don't know why it works so well, but it just works. I haven't really broken down the science of it. I got somebody outside honking their horn. I'm going to go see who it is. I don't know why somebody's outside honking their horn. I'm in my boys' room. It's a mess in here. Pray for me. Oh, there's a taxi. There's a taxi across the street. He's out here just randomly honking like a ding dong. Oh well. Oh, hey, look what I found. Oh, I found that button too. Isn't that pretty? Watch. I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. She's gonna attack me. This is my mean kitty, but she's mean because I mess with her a lot. We play. Yeah, she's a good cat. That's Molly. Doo-doo. Like I said, I'm in my kids' room. It's a horrid mess in here. Doesn't matter what I do or what I say. I ask them to clean it up, and that's what it looks like. Real life. Oh, Gray Bear's coming out. Here we go. Look at this. I hit that again. There is my fluffy kitty. Big. She's a big cat. Now she's trying to see what the hell's going on here. You probably don't want that. That's not exactly something that cats want to get into. Yeah, she's shaking her head. She's like, nope, we're done. We're just going to lay here. They know that I do this often. Now, the fun thing about these cats is on Saturday morning, this one in particular here, she got so used to me getting up on Saturday morning about 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. And I go weigh myself on the scale. First thing I would do is head to the bathroom. And then she'd be ready. She'd be sitting on the tub right across from the toilet. And I'd get ready to go. And I'd start recording right then. And she'd walk me down the hall. That was kind of a fun addition to the videos because she kept doing it over and over again. And then for some reason, she kind of stopped. And then she started doing it with my other cat. The other cat started joining in too. So that was kind of fun. But when these two get together, they tend to cause a little bit of a ruckus. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened. They don't want to be the star of the show in the morning anymore, which is okay. And they're not paid cats. They're just hired to hunt mice, get them out of my home. That way the mice aren't getting into things, and they're very, very good at their job. Oh, that one peeled. Wow, look at that. Check that out. Whoa. Oh, yeah. That's a good peel. But even with that good peel, this particular type of egg has got a lot of imperfections on it. And I boiled these longer, too, to hopefully prevent that. That didn't help. So we're going to try a different type of egg that I used to do. Like normally I do 11 minutes for my eggs when I'm boiling them. And I do that so I have a hard boiled outside, and then the inside's just a little bit undercooked. So it's not like a really hard boiled egg. So the yolk's not completely set up. And that makes a nice pickled egg. That makes a really nice pickled egg. I've been doing that for a long time. That's what I was trying to recreate here. And we're going to try that with the white eggs and see if I can have better results by, poking the top. Because I think that'll work. I think it will. I have a good feeling about that one. This one's doing that stuff again. Oh well. Now the membrane on these Wilcox eggs is pretty hard. I mean, it's pretty hard to get through. And when you try to like pick at it and peel it off a little bit so you can get to the slippery part of peeling the egg, it's still pretty hard to get to, or get through, I should say. They're peeling eggs. My cat's over there cleaning herself right there on the other side. What are you doing over there? Hey, what are you doing? You want to come say hi to everybody? Yeah, the fun thing about these cats, I'd be in there filming, kind of here at my kitchen table, and these cats would just come here and just like fight on the table and knock down my lights. Sometimes I left that in my videos. That was fun. But yeah, some random stuff they do. Oh, here she goes. Can't see her. She's under the lens. What are you getting into? It's okay. So what's going on in her? Oh, I can't see through the cat. The cat is in front of the camera. Let's see. Is Alaska dark 6 months? Boy, pretty much. Seems like 7 months. I don't know. Winter is a long time up here. And cabin fever is a real issue. So people get depressed. The drugs and the alcohol usually kick up all over town. People start doing stupid stuff, especially towards the January, February months, because that's when the severe cold kicks in, and then people are really stuck inside. January and February, that's when it gets really cold up here. Like minus 20, minus 30 at times. Miserable outside temperatures. But the somewhat nice thing about the colder temperatures is that it gives us really good traction. So the colder it is, we get better traction in our vehicles. Except for the intersections. That's about the only difference. The intersections are always slicked up because of the way these new cars are set up now, that they actually emit a little bit of water vapor out the exhaust pipe, and that makes the intersection super duper slick. Yep. So, all right, yeah, we're almost done. I got one more egg to go, and that one's kind of thin. It's still gonna get pickled. I don't care. We're gonna pickle that. I'm gonna pickle that one anyways. I'm just gonna try to knock out these eggs here and see what else is going on. My cat has made a skunk friend. That's awesome. Skunks are amazing. They get along well with cats too because they're so closely related. I mean, I like to scratch the back of my cat and then watch her poof up her tail and act, make her a little skunk thing. And cats also, they got this gland that emits this scent. If they like you, they actually spray a little scent, even if they're fixed. They spray it on their humans. They do that for a reason, because they're claiming you, as their owner. And they all do it. The males do it. The girls do it. And it doesn't smell good. It's kind of got a poopy smell to it. And it's not because they're gassy. They just do that. That's how they mark their territories. It's better than being peed on, I guess. What is this? There we go. All right. I got messages coming in nonstop. So, all right, that's the end of that. We're going to get you guys put away. Get my hands cleaned up a little bit. But yeah, that was definitely a fun stream, guys. I appreciate all you guys that came by. Let's see, they pay you to live there? Not necessarily. I think this year we got like a $2,000 or $3,000 PFD. I wouldn't call that paying anybody to live here. I mean, $2,000 to $3,000 is like a blip on the financial radar. It sounds good. Yeah, it does. It sounds good. It looks good when it comes in. I mean, but that's per person in the house. I think the year that we had our biggest dividend was pretty amazing. That was the year that most people went out and they all purchased brand new vehicles. A lot of people go out and buy nonsense stuff like a bigger screen TV. It's like, dude, really, how big of a TV do you actually need to watch TV? Considering most of the time you're sitting here with a phone in your hand and that's what you're watching the most. Is this little tiny screen, but then you buy this big whopping screen to go on your wall. And I don't know the point of that. I still haven't understood it. Everybody's got to have a big screen. All right. Get that out of there. Get out. Get out. All right. It's out enough. But yeah, they definitely don't pay us to live here. That's not a thing. The jobs, now if you're into construction, the jobs up here on the construction side of things, that's what pays you to live here. The construction jobs, the tourism type season, those jobs can pay extremely well. You also have to remember a lot of those good paying jobs are remote. So you're going to come up here and you are not going to be in necessarily the most comfortable accommodations. You might be living in a man camp somewhere. You might be working at a resort. But in order to keep your job, you have to wake up. You have to wake up and do your job, or else you don't have a job and they put you on a freaking airplane and get you out of here. And sometimes it's up to you to pay for that ticket. So, I mean, I see a lot of people that come up here for the tourist season and they work on the cruise lines, and some of them get sent home hastily, you know, because they don't wake up. Well, you have to wake up when you come up here. Now there's a lot of fish manufacturing jobs up here. That is a very high speed, intense type work. I mean, it's something I would never do. I wouldn't even recommend it to one of my kids when they grow up. But there's a good living that can be made there. You can also make a lot of money working on the fishing boats. Still very dangerous jobs. And they pay a lot of money for a reason, because they're dangerous jobs. You might not come home. Let's see. All right. There's my first ones. Look at those. They look pretty. Oh, look at that. Yeah, Alaska's a great place to live, but it takes a specific type of person to really want to live here. I mean, it's not the easiest place to live, that's for sure. Even if you are, you know, a seasoned resident of Alaska, this isn't an easy place to live, because every year it's different. Every winter is dramatically different, and it swings so quickly that you don't recognize, you know, really what's going on. Because I call it Alaskan amnesia, and it goes around the seasons, because some seasons up here in the summer suck because it might rain the entire summer, and then other summers you might have forest fire season, so everything here is just socked in. You can't find a mountaintop because they're just socked in with smoke. And then if it's rainy all summer, you can't see the mountains either, because it's just socked in with clouds, and it might stay that way for the entire summer. It makes it horribly depressing here. And then we roll right on in the winter. And then whenever the northern lights are out, you guys have all heard of the northern lights. Yeah, they're beautiful. But most of the time when the northern lights are out, it's cloudy. I mean, it's cloudy, it's snowing, or we just got cloud cover in general. Same thing goes for any type of event in the sky. You know, we can't usually see it because it's just clouds. It's not clear sky. And when we do have clear sky, like crystal clear sky where you can see the northern lights, like really, really cold, it's so cold you don't even want to go outside and look at them half the time. So you got to be dressed right, and you have to be in the right spot with not a lot of city lights. Still pretty fun. It's hard to wake in the cold. You just want your warm bed. That's true, Rick. Absolutely. Yeah, we spend a lot of time watching Netflix, watching series, those little TV series they put up on Netflix. People work because they're 24 hours of daylight. They also work because there's 24 hours of dark. Well, the funny thing is, in the summer, that's one thing that really got me, in the summertime, is because we are literally solar powered. People are solar powered. If the sun's up, you kind of want to be awake. But in the summertime, I would be wide awake, at like midnight, 12 o'clock, and I'd be out doing stuff. And I'd be like, why are all the stores closed? The sun's up. There's stuff to do. We can do stuff, but people are in bed. That's why they got blackout curtains. They put tinfoil up on their windows, and they tape around the edges to keep all the light out, because it gets so bright up here. It feels, especially if we don't get any cloud cover, that sun's just beating down on the house for sometimes 18 hours a day solid, just beating on your roof. If there's no clouds, no rain, no cool breeze, it gets incredibly hot in the homes. It's kind of like being an ant under a magnifying glass at times. It gets so hot. Mowing lawns at 3 a.m. That'd be fun, but yeah, neighbors wouldn't appreciate that. They'd definitely call the cops on you for mowing the lawn at 3 a.m. But yeah, we love living here. It was more fun living here before my health got really bad. Before I had to get a CPAP machine, before I stopped caring about life and caring about myself, it was pretty good. I mean, I was in shape for a long time. Then I got depressed, then the pandemic happened, and everything got worse, and we all stayed inside and ate a bunch of crap food. It was a miserable time. The only thing I liked about the pandemic was there was nobody on the streets at any given time of day. It was creepy, but it was so pleasant. It's hard to explain, because it was one of those happy, sad, glad type feelings when I was driving to work. And I was driving out to the airport, and there was barely any plane traffic coming in. So there was no constant traffic going back and forth to the airport. It was mainly just the North Slope planes. A couple international flights had come through once in a while. They drop off some people, but they're not, the tourists weren't here that first year of the pandemic. It's like they weren't even coming this way at all. Very few did. It was a weird time. But all right, guys, I'm going to cut this stream out here. I'm a little bit over an hour, and I do appreciate everybody that dropped on in here. If you're just chiming in, if you could click those 3 dots in the upper corner there and hit the like button, I would appreciate it. It is helpful to help get our content spread a little bit more. I try to make somewhat fun type live streams, try to stay talking and be informative and stay on topic. And today's topic was pickled eggs. And I was also trying a, poke the needle in the top of the egg type hack. It didn't work out well. As I suspected, and I do believe it was my fault because I have the wrong type of eggs. So we'll try again, and hopefully we'll come up with something different here in the following weeks. All right, you guys take care, and I thank you for being here. Appreciate you, Rick, and I'll talk to you guys later.